This is Right Side Trader. Today is November 1st, 2025, and this is my weekly market review. We're reviewing the Dow 30, that's DIA, on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendation, because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading. So please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other, and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. All right, let's take a quick look at these charts and see what we see. Resize, maximize this quarterly chart. Boom. And zoom in just a little bit. What we see is green. The Dow is staying above its R1 level, its yearly R1 level. So again, I do kind of expect this Dow to go higher. I'm looking forward to reach this 500 number by the end of the year and see if it's going to actually do that. You know, we're going to need some good news here to push this thing on up another 25 points but that shouldn't be you would think that wouldn't be a problem. But you know, anything can happen in this market. But that's a pretty good target, looks like right now. No trade recommendation, it's just what I'm seeing here on the chart But let's go ahead and go down to this quarterly chart and see what we see here. Let's zoom in here a little bit on this quarterly chart. Zoom, 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 zoom. And on this quarterly chart, we can see that this market pushed back down below this quarterly, this monthly chart, below this quarterly R1 and we are on this monthly chart still above the 9-10 moving average. We are still getting higher highs and higher lows, so we're still looking very bullish. Everything is pointing very bullish at this time, except we're getting a little bit of a wake up here. But let's go ahead and go down to the weekly chart and see what we see here on this weekly chart. This weekly chart, this picture is beginning to change a little bit, so be careful, be careful, be careful, you will say. Right now on this weekly chart, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more. We're above the 50 and the 200 that's on here. So again, this market is still very, very bullish at this time and quite extended at this time. But we're getting this little doji candle up here, So with this doji candle up here and push back below an R2 level here for the end of the month, not that crazy of a thing, but it showed that there was a little profit taken in. It's probably the end of the month. November sometime is the first day of the fiscal year for a lot of corporations and a lot of businesses. So again, that might have just been some profit taking what we see there. But come next month, look like we will be starting out above pivot. So again, the Dow looks like it's going to be still pretty strong. It gapped up pretty good last week, like it's been doing the last couple of weeks So again, I kind of see the Dow heading higher, maybe with a little pullback to pivot. That's about it. It may end up trying to close this gap this time. We got to just kind of wait and see. We did make a new high this week. So again, I see this market going higher. I don't think we might get a little bit of a candle. This is the other possibility. Anything can happen, but we might try to get that evening star. But I kind of doubt it. It might start off the week like that and then end up the week maybe not breaking a previous week high. That's what could happen. So anything could happen, but we have to kind of wait and see what happens here. But that's what I'm seeing here. Kind of throw out all the not all the possibilities, but some of the highly likely possibilities is this evening star coming back at least down here testing this, and then again, of course, if it can do like what it's been doing here lately, just gap up and keep running higher and make another new high next week. We got to just kind of wait and see. That's what I see. That's throwing all possibilities out there to satisfy everybody what could happen. That's the whole thing, But I'm kind of looking at coming down to pivot, bouncing, and heading back higher. We got to just wait and see what happens though here. That's it. Let's go down to the daily noise. The weekly chart is the chart that kind of okay, what's going to happen? But let's go down to the daily noise and see what we see here. On this daily noise, we can see, number one thing that I see here, that this market was fighting at this top. That's the whole thing. It stayed up here in this area. It didn't even come back down here trying to close. It came back a little bit on Friday below this low right here, but it had a hard time getting below this Monday's low. It doesn't look like it wants to come back down here and fill that gap or fill this gap back down here in this level. Doesn't look like it wants to come back down here and test this level again it's just ready to go higher. That's why, again, I'm leaning more towards where it will end up going higher. But still, looking at it, let me clear this up. Looking at it with what's going to be starting next week out below pivot, we can still get that little pullback, maybe to a support 1 level, and that would almost completely close that little recent gap, and then this market swinging up higher. So that's what I can see happening next week, and that's pretty much all I really want to share at this time. This is Right Side Trader. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Right Side Trader here. Have a good one. Bye.